A lot of people fall on two extremes of this pendulum swing, where either you're similar to like an LLC bro, you're all about action, you're doing the proven tactics. It's very much external action leads to result with no consideration of emotion or energetics. Or you might be on the complete opposite side, where you're very much mystic, very spiritual girly, but not necessarily tying that energy work that you're doing or that spiritual work that you're doing to actionable tactics. I find that energetic hygiene is a really great way to bridge those two. So what is energetic hygiene? Thank you so much for asking. Energetic hygiene is the set of practices that help you maintain the particular energy or state of being that you desire. So I've shared this story before, but there was a time when I did this big to me launch for a service that I was promoting. Ultimately, I did all the proven tactics, but what ended up happening is one person signed up for that cohort, and when it came time to actually pay the money, they then backed out. I was really upset about that at the time, and eventually I processed that particular failure. And one of the things that I was journaling about as I was processing it was realizing that I ultimately still value my own work. And I distinctly remember the day when I made that decision. I went out, I bought myself a book and a cupcake, and I went to the park to eat and lounge and read. And then when I came home, I found out that I had made $6,000. This was a few weeks later, and it was completely unrelated to what I was launching. It was actually a lady had seen my LinkedIn profile, and she decided to hire me to coach her neurodivergent daughter. That's when I really started playing with this concept of energetic hygiene, because doing everything correctly, I did all the actions I was supposed to do, but that didn't necessarily result in anything. And there have been times when I do all the correct actions and it does result in something. But I found it interesting that in that particular instance, I didn't do anything, but the kind of energetic space that I chose to hold is what led to me getting that particular client, and really shifted the trajectory of my entrepreneurship for the next couple of years. With energetic hygiene, there's a lot of examples of what that could look like. I think for everybody it's going to look different, but for me, one of the things that I do, for example, is I answer the same 5 questions before I start a project, and that helps me to really clear up energetically where I'm going and how I want to be in the process. I have a friend who, before every video that she makes, whether it's for Instagram or YouTube or whatever, she always dances before she records, and that to me is a practice in energetic hygiene. While there's a wide range of what actual actions help, I do find that there is a baseline framework. The first step in this framework is to clarify. Get real about what you actually want, what is important to you, and what you're willing to do to get there. Hi, there was a microphone issue, so I'm re-recording. So the next aspect of this framework is to direct your discipline. So, as you know, I am the unofficial publicist of discipline. Yes, thank you. And one of the things that I feel like is not talked about enough is how specific discipline can look to each individual. So when I'm talking about directing your discipline, it's valuable to think about what is the highest leverage way for you to put your focus, to orient your attention so that the discipline you are building is the most impactful for you. There are 4 broad categories that I've seen the most when working with myself and also with clients. Those are somatic, that's mine, relational, environmental, and imaginative. So I'm not gonna go deep into those 4 categories, because I will actually be talking about it and giving more examples in my energetic hygiene event. Be sure to stick around for the end of the video, because I will be talking more about the event, how you can sign up, when it is, all those things. Going back to the example of my failed launch, the main catalyst for me getting that client was, in my opinion, when I made that energetic decision to value my work. Part of what I learned in that process, and what I have been expanding on this year through my energetic experiments, is recognizing that for me, the most effective lever to pull in terms of where to focus my discipline, where to direct my discipline, is generally on a sensation. So the second part of this energetic hygiene framework is to direct your discipline in the most effective and the most potent direction for you. Not everybody is going to lead with action. Not everybody can just do energy work, but there tends to be one of those four categories that is most useful for you, and it allows the other aspects of your plan or of your strategy to fall into place. The third aspect of this is to fortify. So I think about this as like, how do you sustain that focus? How to direct your energy, direct your attention always back to that vision, that goal that you have. Most things tend to come in cycles anyways, but when you are able to focus yourself and consistently remind yourself of where it is you're trying to go and what energetics will help you get there, it is a lot easier, I have noticed, to attract and receive the things that you are desiring. I think about Fortify, this part of the framework, also as trying to strengthen the gravitational pull of your desire. So when you focus and able to sustain the focus on your desire, you are able to allow it and the possibility around it to expand and to grow. And energetic practices, things like meditating, if that helps, things like dancing before you post a video, things like drinking a cup of water before you go into a client call. These are really simple but effective ways to clear the energy and make sure that you're installing the state of being that you would want. So this was a very quick overview of energetic hygiene. If you're interested in getting deeper into this concept and having me specifically look at some of your goals and help you figure out frameworks and rituals, routines that you can do to create and maintain your energetic hygiene, I will be hosting an interactive virtual event. We're gonna go over energetic hygiene, internal convenience, and then actionable steps and or rituals, routines that you can use to implement the first two. I'm really excited about it. I have been wanting to do more like community interaction based things, and I finally have the bandwidth again. So stay tuned. It is linked below in the description, and it's also going to be a pinned comment. You can join. I would love to see you there. Next week, I'm going to talk about what I mean when I say internal coherence. And again, feel free to sign up for the workshop, which is below. I'm genuinely really excited about this.